Were you reading Twitter or Facebook last night while you were watching the results come in? I was, and I couldn't believe some of the things that I was reading. People were really in there. President Obama's administration, I guess, was tweeting, "Stay online, stay online, stay online," because I guess they got the word that people were waiting for a very long time to vote.
Between social media's use during the election and social media's use during the hurricane and the aftermath, it is remarkable how much information has been communicated online in real time to the real world. And joining us this morning to talk about it all is Chris Dessy. It seemed like very smart use of the cyber world by the Obama administration.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things where about 3 weeks ago, I wrote a blog post stating how I felt that Obama was going to win the election. It had nothing to do with my political proclivity. It was simply because I had received a direct message from the Obama administration on my Twitter account. And it was very subtly worded. It was, engage your Twitter community and get out to vote. So he wasn't directly asking for a specific vote. It was, yeah, you could see the tweet right there. Yeah. It was get out, turn out the vote, and follow/retweet Obama 2012. And this is brilliant because he's got 23 million followers on Twitter. The campaign is hitting people where they are, right? The average age of a Twitter user, it's me, it's 37 years old. And the average age of a Facebook user is 40 years old. So it does skew a bit older than people perhaps have the conception of it being.
So, Chris, you have your own social media company. Do you find that more Democrats use Twitter than Republicans? How does that work?
You know, from my experience, what I'm seeing within, my Facebook feed and my Twitter feed is that it's probably 50-50. However, I do really strongly feel that the Obama administration, his marketing campaigns, they seem to have a better grasp about how to engage properly. This direct message on Twitter was something that was worded so beautifully and executed so perfectly that it's a higher level of understanding within social media.
Twitter became on everybody's radar 4 years ago when President Obama was tweeting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how he got in office to begin with, right?
It's that basic formula from the Suave commercial in the 70s. I told two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's media which is free.
Yes.
You don't need to spend $1 on a campaign ad.
But a lot of people now on Facebook this morning saying, "I'm glad the election is over. I don't have to hear my friends'
Nobody wants to hear about
idiotic comments, and they don't have to hear my idiotic comments."
It's true. It can be divisive sometimes, yes.
You can also use social media to bring everybody together. During the hurricane and the aftermath, people are wondering, where can I get gas? How do I get into work? So they have been using it effectively as well.
And one of the best stories to come out of this is a very Brooklyn story. And from St. Luke's and St. Mary's churches in Brooklyn, they leveraged Amazon. And they created a campaign called Occupy Sandy, which is beautiful because what they did was they registered on Amazon.com as a married couple would potentially register to solicit things that they would need to help individuals in the tri-state area to help for Sandy recovery. So instead of getting gifts for their registry, they were getting gifts to take out to help people in the tri-state areas. Really leveraging the technology infrastructure that's already there, but leveraging it for a good cause. A very New York story. I love that one.
The one thing that we haven't mastered is there's no filter. For instance, I've heard great stories about how and where to find gas and where the shortest lines are. Likewise, I've heard stories where people have gone to Twitter, said, "Oh, there's where there's gas, I just read," and they go and the information wasn't accurate, or someone falsely put it up. And so how do we...
There's a story. There's a guy on Twitter that in very hot water... I forget the Twitter handle, and he's lucky that I forget that. I'm looking at you, buddy. This guy started posting tweets as Hurricane Sandy was hitting, and it was all misinformation. And this is frustrating, right? Because those people that are going to social media outlets in order to get their information, in order to communicate and disseminate information to people that are in need, were being bogged down by this individual. Because, guys like the mayor's office, Cory Booker, who was on earlier this morning, I shook his hand as he was walking out. I said, "Man, you do a great job reaching out to your constituents through Twitter." Now all of a sudden they had to say, "Listen, what this person is tweeting is misinformation. It's not appropriate." He was saying that the floor of the trading floor was flooded, and that they're shutting down the trading floor. So it's ridiculous, and there are people that do that, unfortunately.
And then there are good people, because like one of the days after Sandy, I read on Twitter that there was mass confusion at the Barclays Center where people were trying to get into the city. And we were able to send our helicopter over, and we saw it and verified it before we put it on the air.
Yep.
So it can be helpful, but you have to fact check.
You have to fact check. You can't believe the story.
But you can't argue the immediacy of that information in your pocket, on your phone, has proven, no doubt, a lifesaver during Sandy and its aftermath.
Oh, absolutely. And Instagram sort of emerged as a new platform as Sandy hit. There were close to 1 million photographs with the hashtag Sandy, articulating some of the devastation that was happening before news crews could get there. So it doesn't, it's sort of this engaging of civilian journalism, and it's this, emergence. I think it's kind of a beautiful thing. It's this emergence of, civic responsibility, where people are seeing people in need and posting photographs, saying, "Hey, we need help on the ground right now."
There is something very worthwhile about it. Chris Desi, what's your tweet handle?
At @CDesi.
@CDesi. I'm at Rosanna Scotto, at Dave Price TV.
You betcha.
Tweet us. We might tweet you back.